Hello, I'm Ryan F9, and this summer I'm looking to add a mesh jacket to my kit. Here are 3 of the best options that I found. Number 1 is Icon's Anthem 2, and it actually feels really similar to my Raiden DKR jacket that I wear for adventure touring. Now I'm 6'3", 175 pounds, 39 inches around the chest, 33 on the sleeve, and this medium fits great. It is a little bit short on the waist, but so is everything else that I try on. Icon calls this a relaxed fit, which basically reads universal. I mean, I'd be happy enough to wear this guy on a cruiser, a sport bike, a tour, wherever really. I mean, the mesh jacket is kind of a nice accessory to keep me from melting on a plus 30 day, so I don't really care if it's not the most technical fit. I'll spare you the full rundown on this jacket and just say the things that matter. It's a complete mesh construction absolutely everywhere, so airflow is as high as it can be. And Icon calls this stuff fighter mesh, but they didn't really fool me with that one. It's basically just a simple polyester that's not really gonna do shit on a long slide. But this jacket tumbles well. D3O viscoelastic padding on the back, on the shoulders, and on the elbows, and then they have ballistic nylon sewn over the pointy bits here and here. We have some neoprene on the collar and at the cuff, with some accordion stretch fabric underneath the arms. So this jacket does hug the body pretty well. There are no adjusters around the waist, which I was a little bit disappointed with, but we do have 2 zipper pockets on the outside, and then we have 2 cargo pockets, a device pocket with a headphone loop, and 2 useless little pouches on the inside. The main thing I care about is the insulated liner. Icon typically cheaps out by offering vest liners, so I was surprised to find that the $250 Anthem actually came with a full sleeve zip out. A spring or fall jacket, this does not make. But when I'm commuting to work on a midsummer morning, the liner is just enough to take the chill out of the air. I should say that I was initially torn between this and the River Road Sedona, which is a similar jacket for $100 less. The nice thing about working at Fortnine is that I got to strap both, and trust me, the Sedona is not worth it. It has worse armor, less color option, there's no ballistic nylon on it, the fit isn't as good, it's just bad. So I'd wrestle up the extra hundy and get the Anthem 2. Now, what if I'm a sport rider through and through and I don't want to settle for a standard mesh jacket? Well, let's think about that for a minute. If I'm scraping elbows at the track, then I should wear leathers anyway and suffer through the heat. And if I'm commuting in traffic, then an intact fit mesh jacket is probably tighter and less comfortable than it needs to be. That's why I love Dainese's Hydra Flux D-Dry. It's sporty without going too far. And this is an Italian size 50, which normally would be skin tight on me, but this guy's more relaxed. There's actually room to breathe, and that's really important for a mesh jacket. The elbow and the shoulder padding is CE rated, and I like that it doesn't slide around very much, and it's actually pretty comfortable against my body as far as plastic padding goes. On the back though, it's just an empty pocket, so I'd have to purchase Dainese's Wave back protector to complete the set. Now there's an elephant in the room today, and that's the Alpinestars Viper Air. It's a very similar jacket for $220, which is kind of embarrassing for the Dainese's 350. But I noticed 2 things that tip me towards the more expensive Hydra Flux. For one, the Viper Air is a textile and mesh composite that lets in a mediocre amount of air, whereas the Dainese feels like it's made of air. I mean, this has way more mesh and it's a featherweight compared to the Viper. And the other thing is going to be the liner. Both jackets have a removable windproof and waterproof liner inside, but the Dainese's, if we open it up here, is actually going to be full length, whereas the Alpinestars is only a vest. I mean, come on, Alpinestars, what good is a waterproof vest in a mesh jacket? You're only going to get torrents of water leaking in through the porous arms. So Dainese takes the cake for me. My only annoyance is that the Hydra Flux doesn't have a waterproof pocket. I mean, these pouches here are well above the liner, so whatever you put in them better be amphibious. Now, let's close with another specialty model. This is Klim's Induction jacket, which specifically targets the touring market. Sport touring, adventure touring, regular touring, anywhere in that spectrum. There's no easy way to say this, the Induction costs $500. I never thought I would spend that much on mesh, but honestly, this is the best summer jacket that money can buy. It just costs a lot of it. The idea is that because tours log so many kilometers, it doesn't actually make sense to have a mesh jacket that sacrifices on safety. And so these mesh panels on the front, under the arm, there's a big one on the back as well, they're made from carbonite. And it's a special type of nylon that's 750% stronger than the competitor's polyester. And yes, I'm looking at you, Anthem 2 and Hydra Flux. We also get the legendary Klim safety kit. So there's D3O armor on the elbows, the shoulders, and the back. There's 840 denier nylon on the high impact zones here and here. And then there's a smattering of Scotchlite 3M stuff, so the car drivers know what to aim for. If it gets wet, there is a full waterproof liner to keep me dry. And this guy actually comes up all the way around the neck with the fleece lining, so it's comfortable against the skin. I really like that because a lot of waterproof liners only actually start a little bit lower, so they don't get a lot of liquid seeping in through the top. But Not so with the Klim Induction. There are no pockets within the liner itself, but this chest pocket actually has a waterproof pouch on the inside of it, which is where my iPhone would undoubtedly end up. And then if we look down on the sleeve here, I mean, this pocket's closed with a YKK AquaGuard zipper, and it's sewn into the ballistic nylon itself. So Klim doesn't say anything about this being waterproof, but I can't imagine that it isn't. Now, if it gets cold, you are lacking a thermal liner in this guy, but to me, that's okay. I mean, Klim gear is more about layering anyway, and I can get a perfect fit in this jacket, whether I'm wearing a billion sweaters underneath or just a t-shirt. So I've got volume adjusters on the arms, around the cuff, around the waist, and then there's belt loops on the bottom for hooking up to a standard pant. I guess there are a few pockets that I haven't mentioned yet. There's the two zippered mesh ones at the lower hand, and then there's a device pocket in here, a standard rectangle on the other side, and allegedly somewhere in this jacket there is a hidden passport pocket. Kudos to Klim because it actually took me a long time to find it. If I were a thief, I'd have given up long before I discovered this blacked out micro zipper. But then again, I'd probably have stolen the whole jacket because the Induction is my favorite by far. And that's it, 3 mesh jackets that I'm legitimately interested in buying. I'll let you know when I decide and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you guys very much for watching.